You're listening to ArTEEtude, a podcast with artists created and produced by Detlef Schlich, a visual artist and ritual designer, living and loving in West Cork, and best known for his essay about the cause and effect of shamanism, art and digital culture. Working in the field of performance, photography, painting, sound, installations, and film, he will dive and discover with us and a weekly creative guest into the unknown and exciting deep ocean of the creative mind.
This is Detlef Schlich, and today we dive into the unexpected deep ocean of the creative mind together with Leo Rodas. Leo is a member of the Love West Cork Artists group, and we are already today in our third episode with him, which is great. We had in the first two episodes, we've learned a little bit more about Leo's life in Guatemala, where he was growing up before he came to San Francisco. And yeah, so I would say, hi Leo, great to have you here.
Good afternoon. Thanks for having me again.
Yeah, it's quite cool. Leo is on his iPhone now with me in connection, and so his earplugs sometimes fall out. So don't wonder when the sound is sometimes a little bit funny, but normally it works very well. Great, Leo. Yeah, so welcome back and welcome in the Hall of ArTEEtude as well, Leo. So you're in the Hall of ArTEEtudes. And I would say let's continue with our talk, our conversation about your life. And I have to mention, Leo started quite late with becoming an artist, and that means in 2018. I really like this fact because that shows it is never too late, and we might come somehow now slipping somehow into this subject. So what brought him to his ambition to draw, actually? Yes. So you said you started to decide you becoming an artist in 2018, but you probably already used to draw before that, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I've been drawing pretty much all my life. Like I mentioned before, my father used to paint and draw as a hobby, and it was something that he would do between running movies at the movie theater. Because, he got tired of seeing the same movie over and over when he had to run it 3-4 times in one day, 7 days a week. So he started getting into painting, and he used to like to paint nature. And my mother was also a fashion designer. She was teaching at the Guatemala University as I was growing up. And so she used to do a lot of sketches of fashions and designs
All right. So
of dresses and clothes that she used to make. Yeah. So watching them draw, it's like, I guess that encouraged me to try it out. And both of my parents were always very supportive about my art. It was funny because, toys and presents like that will be only reserved for birthdays and Christmas. So I would ask my dad for a toy. He would say, it's not Christmas, or it's not your birthday yet, And he will decline of me indulging too much on toys. But the funny thing is that it didn't matter what time of the year or what time of the day it was, and I would say to him, "Hey, Dad, I'm running out of color pencils, or paper." He says, "Okay, I'll get you some." And sure enough, he will come back from work and have me a new sketch pad or new pencils to draw with. So
that's nice.
The encouragement was there all the time,
Yeah.
And when I decided to grab a brush and paint, he was very helpful with that too.
He was that.
Oh yeah, he went ahead and bought me brushes and watercolors to start with. Yeah.
That's so nice. So he was not really a materialist. He was more as well a creative. Both actually, your mother and your father, very creative people who loved the vision of being creative in life, isn't it? So.
Yeah. So yeah, growing up with my family, they encourage art very much and they appreciate it. My brother likes art as well, but hasn't never become an artist like me. However, he did make a living off of drawing. He was mechanical design engineer.
He made a living of drawing then as well. Did your father try it then at least somehow to sell his paintings or was it just really a hobby for him?
He had a few exhibitions as an older man in Guatemala City, and a lot of his friends will buy his paintings. So just like me, that's how I started selling paintings. You know, friends saw me painting and they asked me if I will make something for them. So
yeah,
that's pretty much how I got started too.
So you started 3 years ago, you say, but it's not just painting. You're gonna do as well the public art, isn't it? I mean, it's like mosaics and all that.
Correct. Yeah, I did a mosaic for the main bus station in downtown Vallejo. The name of the company is Soul Trans, and they hire us in February to do public art for them. So 6 artists of Vallejo were hired to
in total.
In total, yeah.
And
through public artists that ran the show for us and got us involved in this group. His name is Tomari Donch, and he has done public art all his life. In fact, that's how he made his living. So my idea of not being able to make a good living off of art as a child was wrong. Yeah, you're able to make a good living off of it if you apply yourself to it.
It is very difficult. I mean, I just can tell people if they say I want to be an artist, even if you study it, you know. I mean, the pyramid is going like this. If you study art, if you're not getting a job in the institutions as a teacher or whatever, you know, it is very difficult. Even finding galleries who support you very well, you know. So that is, I mean, if you love to be an artist, you have to know that maybe you will be poor at the end of your life, you know. So but that's I mean, if you, the thing is, I think if you're not a materialist and if you're creative, your creativity gives you a lot back, and more than any money can do, you know. And that's in my case the same, you know. I mean, I have to remind myself all the time again, Detlef, that this life is actually because your concept of life is being creative and not getting millions in order to drive a huge car and having a castle or whatever, you know. I mean, it's nice if I would have it, you know, but I don't mind if I'm not getting it as well.
Yeah. Definitely, yeah. I'm happy with the life that I have, and I'm able to afford it with my retirement plan, you know. So it allows me to do art at my leisure. And like I said, I had an injury, and that's why I started practicing my art more every day, pretty much. And so I end up retiring in 2019. By April 30th, 2019, I decided to retire. By the end of 2018, I decided to open up my own gallery.
All right.
So I tried that for a year, just to see where it will take me.
How was it?
It was fun. I met a lot of people through it. I did not make a penny out of it.
Yeah, sure. But I mean, so you were running this gallery for a year or what?
Yeah, I list a gallery for a year.
Was your paintings or as well was from other art?
I had another artist that joined me. She needed space, so she was paying a fourth of the rent. And it was nice because we used to work together sometimes and
So
kind of like cheer each other on to do art, and entertain each other with art.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's as well. I mean, it's somehow all about that as well, to keep the network going, and to find like-minded people who are seeing, thinking, and feeling a little bit the same, So, and but so that means, if I understand it right, that was actually just before the glitch started, before COVID.
Exactly. Yeah, before COVID. Yeah. So by July 2019, I decided not to continue with the gallery because, like I said, it was a lot of fun. I did a lot of art there. I met a lot of people and collaborated with Angela, my friend. And she's an ex-military nurse.
What?
Continues being a nurse. She's an ex-military nurse.
All right.
And continues to be a nurse right now. She's in her early 50s, and she loves art. So it was a good person to meet because she's very cheerful about it and really wants to learn a lot about art.
Yeah.
So it was fun working with her. Yeah, she was a good person to meet.
Nice.
And
nice.
Yeah, like I said, I had the opportunity to meet a lot of the artists in Vallejo, and there's a lot of us here, surprisingly.
I can imagine that. I mean, the weather and the flow and everything, the vibes. I mean, San Francisco is still was it never rains in San Francisco, isn't it? I mean, it's cliche, I know, yeah. Or no, actually not. The weather is always good there, often, isn't it?
The weather in San Francisco can be cold most of the year, but in Vallejo, for some reason, it's like only in winter it gets cold. Lately it's been cold, but which is kind of good because we didn't have as much fires this year as we did the previous year.
Yeah, sure. So how did you? I mean, how was it in this time and on the last 2-3 years for you with art making? Could you continue somehow with your artwork, or was it difficult?
Oh, I continue with it. Like I said, it's funny because when was it? June 2018. I decided that I was going to marry my art. I got married to my art.
You are married to your art.
Correct. So it's something that I'm not going to stop till the day I die.
I know that. How did you celebrate that?
I celebrated by having a big party at this place that's called the Art Hub here in Vallejo. It's actually at the address is 350 Georgia Street. And I had a party, invited my friends and relatives and the public to come over and see my art.
Yeah.
I bought food from a Chinese restaurant down the street on Georgia Street as well. And so they deliver all this food and everybody showed up and we all had lunch, and I got to display my art.
Did you have the priest there?
No, it was not a wedding. In my mind, I said that I was marrying my art, so nobody knew about it, except for my children. I told them that I was marrying my art. That's who I was going to support for the rest of my life.
Your two boys.
My two boys, my two children. Yeah.
And that's so cute because these two boys they encouraged him actually 2018.
Correct. Yeah, to go public.
To go public with his artwork, a professional artist, which is very nice. So, yeah, it's great. So, I love the story.
Thank you. It's been a fun adventure. I really have enjoyed it very much, and like I said, the people that I have met is you couldn't buy that with money.
No, not at all. I mean,
people you meet them because they like your art and you like theirs, and like I said, a lot of my acquaintances since 2018 have been artists. Yeah, in fact, the girlfriend I date at this time, Vicky May. She
but you're not marrying her, no?
No, we're not married. She's not interested in marriage, just like me. And it's funny because we met because of a portrait I did of Carlos Santana on black and white oil on canvas. And she fell in love with the portrait, and she came over to see if she could purchase it, but unfortunately somebody had already bought it.
All right.
But it gave us the opportunity to meet each other and become good friends. By 2019 we became good friends, and by February 2019 I think we kissed and started going out.
How long does it take the first kiss?
Since 2018 June. I met her on June 30th, 2018, and 2019 February 14th. So a few months, half a year, probably.
So year quarantine. Well, so yeah, actually yes. No?
Yeah, it's funny. And the funny thing is, she's an artist as well. She designs backdrops for opera, and has designed backdrops for Dickens Fair. I don't know if you're familiar with Dickens Fair.
Yeah.
And so she's done a lot of the backdrops for the stage and designed the Queen Victoria auditorium. So she's an artist herself, and that's why we appreciate each other and enjoy each other so much. Yeah.
That's not.
Yeah, we haven't collaborated on art yet, but we've been talking about it a lot. So.
But that will take as well probably half a year because
brewing between us, so eventually we'll do some work together.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if that's the case, let us all know as well on I Love West Cork Artists. That would be nice if you post it there. That would be lovely. That would be lovely.
I will always share my art with the public through those two platforms, Facebook and Instagram. Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice.
Like I said, it's mainly about enjoying art. That's what it is. I'm not seeking to be famous or make a fortune out of it, but if it happens, I welcome it.
I mean, I must say, for myself, look. I mean, I live here in West Cork, and West Cork is pretty much based on as well on a lot of craft and paintings and so on. And my work is very often very avant-gardistic, So I mean, the subjects are so strange for a lot of people, like transhumanism and quantum physics and all that. And I transform that into art. That making money here with it is very difficult, So I mean, I think if I would be in California or Los Angeles, it would be easier for me. But here, if you even if you go back to landscape painting and things like this, we have as well a lot of artists making an income with that. Is very difficult for most of us over here as well, you know. So so I already burned paintings because I had to move and I didn't want to carry so much with me, you know.
So you had to get rid of some of them, huh? Yeah.
I had to get rid of them because it was already too heavy, you know. So that is. I mean, I must say, I have to, as I was in Cologne, so I started to draw again. I bought myself my little sketchbook here, and started to do a little bit, you know, which was nice. So I probably gonna do that oftener, but. You see, I mean, I'm sitting as well a lot of editing and multitasking and you know, and sometimes I'm just too tired for it, you know. So I like drawing though. I mean, I used to do a lot of illustrations, comics, and you know. So I have to push myself a little bit more into that direction too.
Definitely, huh? Yeah.
And for that, it's good to keep the podcast going, you know, and keeping the network going because everyone is so different with this sort of art, you know, and it's really nice to see this network is growing and to see a lot of likewises, you know. That's really I still love that. That was actually the reason why I started the podcast, you know, because like you started your art after the glitch, I started with my podcast because nothing else was possible, you know. I mean, it was difficult to exhibit because everything was closed. 2018, 2019. I was just working on a digital opera, and was a crowdfunding, and like we all know, everything was cutting down in the moment. So let's hope that 2022 is a year where we get out again and can show our artwork more into public, isn't it? So are you already working on new projects?
Not at this moment, no. I gave a quote on a mural, but I haven't heard from the customer yet, and I did a couple of follow-ups and still haven't heard from her. So
all right,
who knows? Maybe that won't pan out. But you know, I'm always open for new projects, so
yeah, absolutely.
I'm sure I'll find something. I had one that I had to give up on during Christmas season because I went through some surgery, as you know.
Yeah.
And my friend Melissa was able to pick it up, and she took care of it, which was nice, and it turned out real pretty. She painted a poster for my dentist.
All right.
To put up on her window, so that turned out real pretty. Yeah, you might be able to see it if you follow her at Melissa Penny on Facebook.
Well, maybe we're gonna put a link up as well on the page. If you send me all the links, I'm gonna put it on my page, and we're gonna do that.
She's a local artist. Another one of the artists I work with on the public works for the Soul Transport Station. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, her and I have kept in touch, and I've tried to work on art several times, and you know, sometimes it pans out, sometimes it doesn't, but
yeah,
just gotta keep trying.
Yeah, absolutely. Leo, that's so great. I mean, it was nice to talk with you, and it was
here
really great to meet you in person now a little bit deeper. So because Leo, like I said, already mentioned, he is on the Love West Cork Artists group in the group, and we are actually quite lively group. A lot, some members sharing more, some less, but it grows, and it's really lovely to see that everyone has different interests and things on the go. That's quite cool. If you want to know more about Leo, you can probably follow him as well on Leo Rodas on Facebook. Join him on Facebook or on Instagram. It's
LJR Art 9.
LJR Art 9, but you can find that in my subscription as well. if you want to support the podcasts, go to www.arteetude.com and you can look what I have there in my shop. I mean, t-shirts, and I still have to work on more paintings and drawings as well in order to get new thingies, you know. So that's at Instagram account is at Detlef Schlich, is at ArTEEtude, and at I Love West Cork Artists. So you guys, you can see there all the progress as well. I promote there this podcast with Leo, who is now as well in the Hall of ArTEEtude. And you can get his Konterfei on Max too, you know. So, but you will find everything here, there, and everywhere. So, guys, have a lovely time. Thank you for listening, everyone. And I would say, Leo, thank you as well for having you in the last 3 episodes. It was really nice to meet you, and I wish you a lot of good luck with your health and with your projects too.
Thanks very much. I appreciate your time, Del Stitch. Really appreciate you having me on your program, and hope we can do this again soon.
Yeah, we're gonna do that soon again, for sure.
Excellent. Happy New Year to you and everybody watching this show. Take care.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
See you next year. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
You have listened to ArTEEtude, West Cork's first art, fashion and design podcast. ArTEEtude, never so close again. That was too close.